with twins. With no financial resources and the responsibility of raising two small children on her own, she made the difficult decision to put one of the twins up for adoption. The choice was made with a heavy heart, but with the hope that at least one of her children could have a better life. Douglas grew up with the heavy awareness that he had a twin sister who was separated from him shortly after birth. From childhood, he felt an inexplicable absence, as if there were a void that could never be filled. The pain of separation shaped his life in profound ways. He carried a constant sense of loss, and this feeling turned into an incessant desire to find the sister he had never known. With each birthday, Douglas wondered about his sister's whereabouts, imagining what his life would have been like if they had grown up together. This desire to find his twin sister became an obsession, a way to cope with the pain of loss, and to seek a way to fill the void in his life. The trips he took were not merely escapes from his own wounds but a constant search for clues and signs that could lead him to her. In each city he visited, Douglas tried to connect the dots between the fragments of information he had about his sister. He spoke with people, investigated records, and explored places that might have some connection to his family's past. Each journey was a mix of hope and despair, reflecting his deep desire to reverse what had been lost. Douglas's journey was not only physical but emotional and psychological. He was in a constant search to find the missing piece in his personal puzzle, and these trips became a way to confront and understand his own pain. With each step he took, Douglas was getting closer to discovering something that could finally make sense of the tragedy of his childhood and, perhaps, bring the long-awaited redemption. 2. Douglas's travels go beyond the simple desire to explore new places. They are a tangible manifestation of his internal struggle and deep desire to find his twin sister. Each trip represents a chapter in his ongoing search and reflects different aspects of his emotional and psychological journey. Douglas uses his travels as a means to confront and distract from the constant pain of his sister's separation. Each destination represents an attempt to escape the painful reality of his childhood, and a way to lose himself so he doesn't have to confront the void he feels. In many cases, the trips are planned during times of deep sadness or desperation, when he feels an urgent need to find a new purpose or distraction. Every place Douglas chooses to visit has symbolic or emotional significance. For instance, he might choose to visit cities with a history of adoption or institutions that could have relevant records about his sister. Sometimes, he selects destinations based on clues he has gathered over time, such as birth records or old documents that might provide new information. The destinations and experiences of Douglas on his travels often reflect his emotional state. During more joyful and hopeful trips, he might visit famous or cultural locations, believing that a new environment could bring new opportunities and perspectives. On the other hand, during moments of discouragement, his travels might take him to more isolated or somber places, where he feels more connected to his pain and loneliness. Each trip gives Douglas the chance to make new encounters and discoveries that might eventually lead to clues about his sister. He comes across life stories, meets people who might have valuable information, and sometimes encounters situations that reveal more about his own history than he expected. These encounters are both a way to fill the void and an opportunity to reassess the purpose of his search. While Douglas's travels have been driven by pain and the desire to find his sister, they also play a crucial role in his personal growth. Through the experiences and challenges encountered in each destination, Douglas learns more about himself, his own limitations, and strengths. Each trip not only brings him closer to his sister, but also helps him to better understand himself and handle his emotions in a healthier way. The moment of the encounter. Douglas's unexpected encounter happens at a crucial moment in his journey. During one of his trips, he finds himself in a small coastal town, a destination chosen almost by chance. The town is known for being a tranquil place, away from the hustle and bustle of large cities, and Douglas hopes he might find a clue there. Circumstances of the encounter. Douglas is exploring the local market, a vibrant place full of small shops selling artisanal products and souvenirs. He loses himself among the stalls, trying to distract and relax. While browsing an antique shop, he is drawn to an old photo album on a shelf. As he flips through the album, he comes across an old photo of a young woman who, to his astonishment, looks exactly like him. Intrigued and surprised, Douglas decides to investigate further. He talks to the shop owner, an elderly man who seems to know the history of the town and its residents. The owner reveals that the young woman in the photo was a local resident who, for a time, was involved with an adoption organization that helped children find new families. To Douglas's surprise, the name of the young woman in the photo matches a name he had found in old adoption records related to his sister. The emotion of the encounter. The discovery leaves Douglas stunned. He experiences an intense mix of emotions: disbelief, hope, and a profound sense of connection with the young woman who seemingly has a direct link to his sister. The emotion is so overwhelming that he struggles to process the information immediately. Tears of relief and joy mix with the anguish of knowing that the truth is near but still not fully revealed. Impact on the course of the search. This unexpected encounter marks a significant turning point in Douglas's search. The photo and new information about the young woman provide a concrete and tangible clue about his twin sister's whereabouts. Douglas feels a renewed sense of urgency and determination. The encounter gives him a new direction and a clearer purpose, transforming his search from a vaguely defined effort into a mission with a more specific goal. He decides to stay in the town for a few more days to gather more information and look for additional records about the young woman. This new development leads him to investigate the local history and contact people who might have known the young woman or have information about the adoption organization she was involved with. The unexpected encounter not only reignites Douglas's hope but also reinforces the importance of each trip and every small detail he has found along the way. He realizes that the search might finally be nearing its end, and this perspective brings a new dimension to his emotional journey and determination. The revealed mystery. The unexpected encounter where Douglas finds the old photo of the young woman marks the beginning of a surprising revelation about his twin sister's life. The young woman in the photo, whose identity is confirmed as Isabella, leads Douglas to uncover a series of details that start to unravel the mystery of his twin sister. New discoveries. After the encounter, Douglas begins to delve deeper into Isabella's life. Through adoption organization records and local accounts, he discovers that Isabella was adopted by a wealthy and influential family in the city. The adoptive family provided Isabella with a life of comfort and opportunities, in stark contrast to the difficult life Douglas and his mother had. This adds a layer of complexity to the story, as Douglas now has to deal with the reality that his sister had a very different life from his own. Surprising connections. While researching, Douglas finds documents and accounts revealing that Isabella's biological mother, the same one who gave Douglas and his sister up for adoption, is still alive and lives in a nearby town. This is a shock to Douglas, who had lost hope of finding their mother. He discovers that, despite the difficulties, their biological mother had kept in touch with the adoption organization and, for a time, tried to reunite the family but was unsuccessful due to legal and financial complications. Life stories and family connections. Douglas also learns that Isabella, despite living a comfortable life, always felt a sense of incompleteness and sought her origins. She had tried several times to find information about her biological family but without success. This detail makes the mystery even deeper and reveals that, although Isabella lived a different life, she shares a similar sense of loss with Douglas. Impact of the revelation on Douglas's journey. The new information has a profound impact on Douglas's journey. The discovery that his sister had a different life but also a sense of searching and loss creates a stronger connection between them. The revelation also changes Douglas's perspective on his own life and search. He realizes that the mystery is not just about finding his sister, but about fully understanding his origins and the impact of his mother's decisions. The new path. With the new information, Douglas decides that the next step in his journey will be to find Isabella and, if possible, establish a connection with her. He plans to meet with the biological mother to better understand the context and the decision that led to the separation of the twins. The search now becomes an effort not only to reunite with Isabella but also to understand and reconcile his family's past. The meeting with Isabella. After an intense journey full of revelations, Douglas finally meets Isabella. The meeting takes place in a location that holds special meaning for both, perhaps a quiet cafe or a park where Douglas and Isabella can talk without interruptions. The emotion of the reunion is palpable, with tears and smiles mixed as they both try to process the impact of the moment. The impact of the discovery. The discovery of Isabella's life and the context in which she grew up brings a sense of closure to Douglas. He better understands the difficult decision his mother made and how the circumstances influenced their destinies. For Isabella, the revelation that Douglas had been searching for her and understanding her own origins helps fill the void she felt regarding her identity. Reflections and reconciliation. Douglas and Isabella reflect on the lost time and the different lives they have led. They discuss their experiences, feelings, and how each of them dealt with the absence of the other. Isabella shares her struggles and desires to find her biological family, while Douglas talks about his journey and the emotional impact of the search. This open and honest dialogue is an important step toward reconciliation. The role of the biological mother. The biological mother of Douglas and Isabella, now a significant figure in the story, is also crucial to this closure. She may play a symbolic role in the reconciliation process, helping to clarify the motivations behind the past decisions and offering a deeper understanding of the reasons for the separation. Depending on the story's approach, the meeting with the mother could be a moment of healing or mutual understanding, building a new relationship. With the mystery resolved and the truth revealed, Douglas and Isabella have the opportunity to build a new relationship. They begin to get to know each other as adults, trying to establish a connection that can make up for the lost time. This process involves regular meetings, sharing experiences, and developing a new relationship based on understanding and mutual support. A new beginning. The conclusion of the search is not only about the end of the journey, but about the start of a new phase in Douglas and Isabella's lives. They face the future with a new perspective, more aware of their origins and the impact they have had on each other's lives. The story ends with a sense of hope and renewal, showing that, although the past cannot be changed, the future offers new possibilities for building a shared and meaningful life. This topic explores how the conclusion of Douglas's search and his meeting with Isabella bring emotional closure and the opportunity for a new beginning, focusing on building a relationship and reconciling with the past.